Tales of Tanorio has been out for just over a week now, and I'm not gonna lie to you, me personally, I'm enjoying what the game has to offer. But there's a lot of mixed receptions about Tales of Tanorio. There's one side of the spectrum that enjoys the game. Yeah, the game may not be 10 out of 10, but the game is still enjoyable and playable to a certain extent, and we do what? We play the game. And on the other side of the spectrum, there's a large amount of people that just hate the game. They genuinely dislike it, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but we're gonna get into why those people hate the game, and we're gonna get on the other spectrum of why people do like the game. Then I'm gonna be giving you guys my honest opinion about Tales of Tanorio. So let's figure out the truth behind Tales of Tanorio. Let's start this video off on a positive note. My honest opinion about Tales of Tanorio is that the game is good. It's a creature capture game, and it does exactly what it's meant to do, be a creature capture game. Just like in normal Pokemon games, you start the game off pretty early, you wake up, or there's an introduction to the house, you have a cutscene with your mother, you go to the professor's office, and you pick your starter Tanorio. And then after that, you embark on your first journey, adventure within the game. Pretty standard stuff. You get some Tanorio cans, I'm just gonna call them Pokeballs for this because I don't know how to pronounce it. You get some Pokeballs and you're able to catch creatures in the wild, make them a part of your party, and grow and train with them. On the surface level, this game does exactly what it needs to do in order to be a creature capture game, in my opinion. And for a game that just released, it's come out with quite a bit of content. The first two stadiums or gyms. If you compare it to something like Lumion Legacy when it first came out, Lumion Legacy only had up to Route 3, not even the first gym. So that's honestly pretty commendable. And if I had to give Tales of Tanorio a rating, I would probably give it about a 7 or 7.5 out of 10. There was a couple of bugs that I ran into, but nothing too game breaking for me. And where the game lacks, in my opinion, it's just the low amount of content the game had. It didn't even release with PvP, which in my opinion is the whole reason why a multiplayer creature capture game would be entertaining. PvP, playing with friends. This plays like a single player game to me, and I genuinely dislike that portion of the gameplay. On the other side of the spectrum, you have the people that hate the game, and I mean, this game has gotten a lot, and I mean a lot of criticism. Now, there's been a little bit of controversy leading up to the game's release and even after the game's release. Now, if you're not aware, this game has had 3 to 4 just straight delays when it came to releasing the game. And I'm not gonna lie to you, upon the game's release, it's understandable now why there were so many delays. The game might have just not been ready. But yes, these delays did cause a bunch of negativity to stir and brew within the community, and that already painted a negative connotation to the game in the eyes of a lot of players. Now, when the game finally did release, the game's release was a little bit shaky, to say the least. Now, I've seen a lot of criticisms on Twitter, on YouTube videos, and just the community in general of why people really disliked the game's release. I saw a comment from one guy, and I'm not even going to post his name or the screenshot, but he said he hopped on Tales of Tanorio, experienced about 5 minutes of straight unskippable dialogue, and all F4'd, never came back. And I'm not going to lie to you, I understand not enjoying the cutscene. The cutscenes are annoying, the unskippable dialogue is annoying, and in some cases, the voice acting definitely didn't help the fact that the dialogue was unskippable, long, and just kind of jarring. However, I do think it's a little bit extreme to say, hey, I hopped on the game for 5 minutes just to alt F4 and never play the game because of the dialogue. You didn't even get to experience the game. It's a premature judgment, and it's a stupid premature judgment. Most, if not all, Pokemon games, at least mainline games, have a bunch of dialogue and cutscene before you even actually get to encounter your first battle. So it's pretty stupid that just because of some dialogue, they decided they never wanted to play the game again. Now, there were also some people who are running into game-breaking bugs, as in getting stuck in the cutscenes, so they didn't even get to experience the game at all. And I can imagine how frustrating that is. Imagine you actually trying to play a new game, and the game itself is actually preventing you from enjoying the game's content. I mean, I would get fed up too, and probably just never picked the game back up again, even once that bug got patched out. And on the most part, people were running into a lot of game-breaking bugs in general. And a lot of people hated the fact that they couldn't skip dialogue and long cutscenes. I feel like that's the main issue, because everybody started to make memes called Tales of Yappers, Tales of Tanorio. There was a lot of yaps and tales that were said. I'm pretty sure even one of the Rao brothers tweeted on Twitter, "Nobody can talk about us yapping anymore. Have you played Tales of Tanorio?" And I'm not gonna lie, I did laugh at that a little bit, because it was kind of funny, bro. That was funny, bro. But yes, overall, a majority of the people just got fed up of having to experience the dialogue along with the very, very, very large amount of bugs that was out during release, which are all patched now. The developers were working really hard to get those bugs out of the way, but a lot of people quit because of those small experiences that happened at the start of the game's life cycle, plus the fact the game had no PvP. Honestly, I'm finished with the game now. Even though I haven't caught all the shinies that I've wanted to, the fact that I'm not able to PvP even when I catch my shinies makes it pointless. There's no point of me having a bunch of Tanarians sitting in my PC box or even in my party that I'm not able to beat my friends up with. PvP is a feature that should have been there in release to add to the replayability of the game. And also, there's a bunch of other content errors that I could mention in this video. I probably won't. Actually, maybe one of them. The potions working on percentages. That was a terrible idea. I'm not too sure who thought of that. That was really bad. Essences or incenses not actually despawning the overworld Tanarians. I'm not too sure if it's fixed now, but I bought at least 2,000-3,000 Robux worth of essences just for them to not actually work properly or as intended. I feel like I got scammed. etc. But overall, Tales of Tanorio is actually a good game. There's really nothing wrong with the game. If you don't like the dialogue, there are ways to avoid it now. You can turn off voice acting and then just click off from the dialogue. Yes, there are some cutscenes that are unskippable, but that's only about 2 or 3 different instances where you just can't skip the cutscenes. But on the most part, the dialogue is avoidable if you turn off voice acting. The game does exactly what it needs to do, and that's be a creature capture game. And I think we should be able to appreciate that, especially in a time where the Roblox platform is terrible. It's honestly so dry, and I'm not gonna lie to you, we need to cross our fingers and hope that the developers for Tales of Tanorio actually update the game quick. Because yes, I do want to experience more of the story, see new Tanarians, and I also want PvP. Trading is nice, but there's not enough Tanarians in the game at the moment where trading is even a necessary feature. I mean, the items in the game are not that rare. You can actually farm all the items pretty easily, and the only thing of value is honestly shinies, which everybody is genuinely capable of farming. The only value in trading would be trading shiny for shiny. If you don't have a shiny, most likely people aren't going to care what you have to offer, and people are only going to be looking for specific shiny. And again, there's not that much Tanarians in the game where trading shinies between players is even viable content. So PvP is the way forward, on top of adding the rest of the story and the Tanarians that come along with it. Tales of Tanorio does have a promising future depending on how fast the game can update, and honestly, that's the truth about Tales of Tanorio. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What do you feel like the future of TOT is going to look like, and what do you think of TOT right now? I love and appreciate all of you that made it to the end, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Be sure to binge watch all my content because I want you to watch it, you know? Peace.